It's sweater weather and soup season, y'all. Laura Beth here to tell you about Zoop. Z-O-U-P. Zoop broths bring flavor to southern staples like really great grits, while their soups provide a comforting meal. Zoop is available at your favorite retailers across the country, including Instacart and online at walmart.com. For you Amazon shoppers, use promo code 20Magnolias. 20Magnolias to get 20% off your first purchase on Amazon. Learn more at zoopbroth.com. And now, on with the show. We'd like to take a moment to thank our friends at Hester & Cook for sponsoring this podcast. Hester & Cook believes there's always a moment to celebrate, and we could not agree more. They make the most beautiful tablescapes for your holiday hosting, all from paper. Yep, you gotta see it to believe it. So stop by their stores around Nashville and Franklin, or shop online for the season's best holiday decor, gifts, and specialty tabletop items. Use promo code Magnolia for 15% off your first purchase in store or online at hesterandcook.com.
In the middle of the rolling hills of Tennessee sits a new farmhouse full of inspiration and modern amenities. The 2023 Southern Living Idea House. Join us at the table to hear more about our favorite features in this house just up the road from us. I'm Lainey.
And I'm Laura Beth. And we are Steel Magnolias. The strength of steel
With the grace of a magnolia.
We are here to have uplifting conversations about life in the South.
And we've got plenty of room at our table, so pull up a chair.
All right, welcome back, y'all, to the table. We are fresh off of a tour of the 2023 Southern Living Idea House here in our neighborhood,
Yeah,
basically.
technically Thompson Station, I believe, is the address, but right up the road.
If you're a Southern Living subscriber or look online and you've seen the September 2023 fall double issue, it has modern country, a farmhouse full of ideas near Franklin, Tennessee, is the way that they're describing it. It's on the front cover. And we got to go tour it.
Yes. So yeah, and we chose to go see it in its normal look. They're going to have it decorated for Christmas, which will be a glorious spectacle, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we wanted to see it in the everyday.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be fun to talk about it. One of the things that I did want to mention, because we're real, is we actually had a moment on our way there. We rode together where we were like, okay, I don't want to leave bitter and
Jealous and full of covetous thinking.
I don't want to feel lack when I leave there. I want to feel inspired when I leave there.
Yeah.
And you felt the same. And so we did kind of check our motives and hearts and just prayed that we would have a great experience and leave inspired, not feeling lack.
Yes.
So if you're in that same bucket, do the same. If you get to go tour it.
I had to check myself again in a couple of the rooms.
Exactly.
But yeah,
That's our daily posture, right? We check ourselves and we check ourselves again. Yeah, I know. I felt like when we moved,
give us clean hands, give us pure hearts.
I felt like when we moved to the outdoor living area, we were like,
the party barn.
The covetousness is back. So they do this. Southern Living does this. They do these idea houses in all different cities across the southern region of the United States. They've been doing it for 35 years.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I didn't realize it was that long.
And they've done, you kind of looked up some cities
Been in.
They've
They've been all over. Coastal North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, Asheville, North Carolina, Austin, Texas, Birmingham, Alabama, Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
They hit all the...
So the premise is that
region.
Southern Living has design plans that you can purchase, and they have all of these advertising sponsors that support the magazine. And so they marry those two together and put on display what a beautiful home can look like in all of these wonderful, beautiful cities in the South.
And they want to make sure that whoever is the builder is somebody that is, well respected, does a good job with their plans.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where they start, is
Yes.
where we want to do this and who's the builder we want to use.
Yes. So big thanks to Hatcliffe Construction and Southern Living for hosting us.
Yeah.
They were the ones that made this possible, and they are the builders for the project and did an exquisite job.
Wow.
It's absolutely beautiful. If you follow us on any of our social accounts, you actually already saw a preview of Lainey from one of the locations this week where we gave a little sneak preview.
And if you don't follow us, well, then you should be.
Yeah, because we're going to put even more photos and beautiful things up this week. But let's just get started by the exterior, okay? So it was slowly raining when we walked up to this home. And like Lainey already described, it sits among the rolling hills of Tennessee.
We're starting to get the pops of fall color because it's cooling down.
And with this light rain, we've quickly recognized, I believe there were about 4 different rain chains.
Just on the front. There's some on the back, too.
Yes. We got to see the rain chain in use.
Yeah, it makes like this nice little gentle sound of water. And
it's like the perfect, you know, you'd want to record it and have it be your sound machine.
peaceful,
kind of
calming sound.
Yeah. So if you don't know what a rain chain is.
Well, again, you should be following us.
should be following us. So that was what caught our attention for sure upon entering this beautiful home. We walked in and we were immediately taken aback by the flooring.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I would just say farmhouse is not my most favorite style, but I really liked this. And I loved the colors. Even the paint
really
colors
beautiful.
outside
Yes.
were so right.
Yes, very neutral.
It has a porch, which is nice. Not a massive porch, but a nice little entrance where you could put your rockers or whatever you want on the front. Gotta have that if it's Southern living.
It was massive to me because my home
I don't have one, so it's
small.
It's nice, but I just meant don't picture a wraparound Southern porch or something. It's just in the entrance, but it is big enough to have some seating.
Yeah, and the whole home is 5,600 square feet. Hello. And it's 3 or 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2 powder rooms, Garden Folly. That's where Lainey was live from earlier this week. A pool, a party barn, and a full basement. So
they're calling it a full basement. I mean, I call that, it was amazing.
I would call that a ground floor.
Yeah.
Fully finished ground floor. Yeah. 3 levels, basically.
Not like any basement I've ever had.
No. Okay. So, yes, beautiful exterior. And, of course, all the landscaping was just perfection.
Yes. So now we'll step in the door.
So the flooring, talk about, you just thought that was just so pretty.
Well, it's all wood flooring, but I loved what they did in the entrance section. So I don't know how big that was.
Yeah.
They put it in a chevron kind of pattern.
Yes.
To make it distinct from just the straight across, same wood.
Yes.
Floor further into the living room.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really pretty.
It did. It made it feel separate. Yeah.
I liked that a lot. And yeah.
And then you can go anywhere. Like, you're just like, okay, where should I go?
Yeah. Do
again,
I go right? Do I go left? Do I go straight?
5,600 square feet. Where should you go to first? So we chose to go right to the breakfast nook.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, all of the paint in this home is Sherwin-Williams paint. Again, lots of neutrals, but in the breakfast nook, they had these hand-painted trees on the walls.
Many of the people thought it was wallpaper.
That's how beautiful it looks.
Because it looks like a...
it fills the whole wall.
Yeah, it fills the whole wall of this whole nook area.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like hugely vast area.
Yeah.
But so pretty because on 3 sides it has these trees painted.
And what's funny is I'm just flipping through the magazine. You can see these in the breakfast nook, but you can't appreciate them.
Okay.
Like we got to in seeing.
Some things just don't photograph as well.
Uh-huh.
I noticed in the Idea House resource guide that we have, the style guide, it shows the basement really well lit.
Okay.
And it changes the whole vibe.
Totally. Because it was kind of dark and mysterious.
Dim. Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a minute. And I just thought, just to pause real quick, it was so interesting how this Idea House drew people and continues to draw people from all over. The 2 ladies that we spoke to the most were from Florida. They literally planned this trip
for this
visit.
To see the Idea House.
They were just going to stay a few nights. And we saw a map at the inn where you can put a pin in from where you're from. I mean, obviously lots of cluster in the central
region.
Middle Tennessee area.
Well, yeah, even in
back out from that, the southeast, back out from that, you know. But Australia, did I see
some places
France
in Europe?
I know I saw
people
Spain.
had to draw those on because they only had the United States.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, like it was just fascinating to see where people have come from, and apparently that is usually the case according to the Southern Living staff that we spoke to there today. So I would love to hang out and have my coffee in this breakfast nook. But as soon as I'm saying that, I can think of 10 places in this house where I would love to hang out and have my coffee.
I mean, it's insane. Well, but that was one of our favorite little areas, was that little nook.
Yes.
Off of the extraordinary kitchen and wine pantry.
So there was just so many features specifically in the pantry and kitchen area that I'm so glad you chose to open drawers and cabinets and just all
features to see,
because we would have missed it. And the functionality is so dreamy and so cool to think about, especially if you cook. You loved that there was like a little drink cooler in the breakfast nook area.
Yeah, because, that takes up a lot of room if you have it in a refrigerator.
It does.
It just needs its own space.
It had in the breakfast nook again, which is right off of the kitchen. It had this tiny little sink, but you were like, that's all you need to just rinse a glass out. Right. Or, you're not washing dishes there. You're not piling dishes there. You're just rinsing.
Need a little.
It's rinse. That's all it is. You loved that there was, you loved a lot of the kitchen features.
Oh my gosh, that kitchen. Monogram was the supplier of the appliances.
Yes.
And Lord have mercy, y'all. So the oven, it had 2 sections. So it's basically 2 separate ovens, one smaller than the other.
Yeah.
But, if you're wanting to cook one thing on 325, one thing on 400, you can do both at the same time. Yeah. It also had the
grease pit, or what do you call that?
Oh, yeah. So on the stovetop, it's gas, which, I've heard. It's just
cooks even.
It's
the
so
best.
good.
Yeah.
Have you heard that that's illegal now in California?
Yes. I'm sorry, California listeners are like, we don't understand what you're speaking of. Yeah. Well, we have gas.
Most of y'all already have moved here if you're coming. But anyway, so it has all the normal gas eyes of the stove, but it also had this griddle, and I noticed that this griddle also had a little lip that fed the grease down into something that was very easy to take out and clean out.
Yeah. Or you could let it sit there and cook with it.
Oh, and
later
use
today,
your bacon grease in your green beans later.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
exactly.
I didn't even think of that.
Do you remember the bread warmer / microwave?
I've never seen that kind of a thing where you could have it as a microwave, or it had several different choices of what you could use it for.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, of course, all the organization throughout the house that you can imagine when it comes to like dividers and drawers that are built in, different, like even heights of drawers for, like, we saw the tall vases were in a drawer.
Yeah, with dividers so they don't bounce and
so they're not breaking,
clinking around in the drawer. I said, no wonder people's kitchens that are this big look so neat. Everything's put away in such an amazing way.
Yeah.
There was even in the pantry area, it was big enough to have, a plugged in mixer and like all of that kind of stuff, where those appliances are out of the way. You're not having to.
Most people like to sit those out because they're so heavy.
Pick it up.
But it's
so
not
heavy.
Cluttering your kitchen if it's tucked away in a pantry.
I mean, that island was big enough you could have 20 people around it just nibbling on a charcuterie board or something. They had cookies out everywhere.
Yes. Huge freezer, huge fridge. So one of the
completely separate, like 2 separate appliances.
Yeah, on either door of like the opening between the breakfast nook and the kitchen.
That just blended with the cabinetry, the wood of the cabinetry.
Yeah, I jokingly said that the refrigerator was it was not as deep as I would have thought, like to the shelves and things. And I was like, oh, I have something up on the Southern Living house.
Your refrigerator is deeper, but you don't have a completely
fridge is
separate
deeper.
freezer.
That's right. Yeah. And all the while, I mean, we are just seeing views, all the natural light that's coming in.
I said plants would love this house because there was so much natural light.
Yes.
Oh, dreamy.
We walked from the kitchen area. The living room area was gorgeous. I want to try and kind of hit.
Yeah, the living room had the cathedral kind of ceilings with angled beams that were white.
You thought that was interesting, but you said
but it went
worked
with the house.
Yeah.
I usually like those beams to be dark, but it went with this house to have them white.
Yeah.
So those kinds of ceilings make for really nice fireplace mantles and artwork, because it's so tall.
For sure.
So you can put big things in there.
Yeah. We had in the back of our mind the whole time, this is going to be so much fun for them to decorate for Christmas. Which, by the way, should have mentioned too, this house has been sold. If we're piquing anyone's interest right now and you're wanting to move here, it's sold. It sold to the very first people, I think, that came through.
And $6.3 million was what the selling price was. It was on 60 some odd acres.
Yeah, it was on 67 acres is the original.
But they bought
property.
22.
They bought 22, yeah, for 6.3.
And so, I guess, I don't know. The rest of that might still be for sale if you want to.
That's true.
Be their neighbor.
Yeah. Just get a Southern Living house plan and get to work.
I'm sure Hatcliffe would love to build you something.
That's true. So from the living room, we turned our attention to, should we call it the veranda? I don't really know.
Sure.
I'm sure they had a name for this area, but it felt like you were about to be in like a sort of Four Seasons room, if you will.
Yeah.
But what was special about it was our favorite feature. I would say maybe
one of our
the
favorite
whole
features of the house. Well, I noticed that it was like this is going to sound tacky, a hard plasticky, not windows,
right? Just
covering,
right. We were like, "Is it plastic?" And then
I asked the guy, I was like, does this have drop down screens? And he said it does, and showed us the feature. So yeah, that covering is vinyl, and it can just, with a push of button, go up and put screens down.
Yeah, or go completely open.
Yeah. And that looks out over the pool, over the garden folly and party barn. And it's like the length of the house, practically. Well, not quite the length of the house, but a good section of the house. Yeah.
And they had these same shades on both levels of the home.
Right.
And phantom shades, you're onto something real nice.
Because
so it was so functional. We immediately could feel the temperature change from when it went from vinyl clear to screened in and back.
Yeah.
Because it was a cool day. And so it was cool immediately through that screen. But then as soon as that vinyl came down, it was getting warm again.
So, yeah, Phantom Shades was very wow. They wowed us. And apparently you can even get these vinyls that are hurricane safe.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in an area where you're thinking, well, that's not possible for us.
Right.
Actually, it is.
Apparently it is. Okay, so imagine you are sort of in an outdoor environment, right? Would you like to have some outdoor grilling space up right
also,
off? We're still on like the main level. We're not
so
out
we're
by
right
the pool
off the
yet.
kitchen.
Yeah.
We're right off the kitchen, which makes this so functional.
Yeah, so the grill and like little outdoor food prep area.
And also it had, like, they had herbs growing out there, which I thought was also so functional because it's just so easy to get to from the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a wow spot. It's sweater weather and soup season, y'all. Laura Beth here to tell you about Zoop. Z-O-U-P. Zoop broths bring flavor to Southern staples like really great grits, while their soups provide a comforting meal. Zoop is available at your favorite retailers across the country, including Instacart and online at walmart.com. For you Amazon shoppers, use promo code 20Magnolias, 20Magnolias, to get 20% off your first purchase on Amazon. Learn more at zoopbroth.com. And now, on with the show. Okay, so other places that we just absolutely loved. I absolutely loved the office. I wanted
Study.
to.
Yeah.
Is that the study? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get some work done in there.
Yeah, it was like darker wood all around. But yeah, still a lot of natural light.
So much natural light.
Yeah, I would, if I were repainting my house, I would definitely be looking up paint colors that were used, because I thought they did such a great job with that. That study, if I'm remembering correctly, Laura Beth, was on the way to the primary bedroom.
Primary, yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And the primary bedroom, I believe I said when I was in there, I just wouldn't leave because it was, the bed was placed across from this cool-looking gas fireplace. There was its own private balcony right off of the bedroom. Of course, an amazing, beautifully tiled bathroom with beautiful tub.
Yeah, it had its separate shower
tub. Beautifully tiled shower. We saw our very first washer dryer that's in one unit. So I was like, why would they just have a washer right there? Oh, it's not just a washer.
A dryer.
Also a dryer. Maybe you guys have those? I don't know. I hadn't seen one before.
So and this is separate from the actual laundry room.
Right.
This is
We're still in the
primary bedroom.
Yes.
Living quarters.
Yes. The primary had the bedroom, the balcony, the bathtub, bath area, the shower area, the washer, and a linen or a closet.
And a big closet that had his and her sections on both sides, and lots of places for shoes and purses and
all the shelving you could ever dream of. One of my favorite stores is like that Container Store.
Oh, because you love organization.
I love organization. So I would say a feature I was loving of the house all throughout it was how organized you can be with this sort of built-in stuff.
Cabinetry.
Yes.
And
like
such.
encourages you. Oh, and even there was like a little vanity in the closet.
Oh, and it also had its own little coffee section.
Right.
Remember, because I said
by the washer dryer.
I said you could have your coffee, go out on the balcony. You still haven't heard the kids yet. Like they're still not allowed in.
Okay, let's talk about that black and white flooring.
This is one of my favorite parts.
It looked like we were in
like old Atlanta, old Charleston, like
in the foyer of one of those very old Southern homes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It really is. It looks marble. I don't know if it was, but it's so pretty.
But it could be.
And it was kind of in 2 or 3 different sections of the house, including, so let's see. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at a picture. It is in the area where you could come in. There was an exterior door coming in, kind of mud room. Area.
Yes, that mudroom was cool.
You could also go up the stairs from there. And then it also went into the it was the laundry room.
They called it the laundry room, but it was like also
dog quarters.
Yes.
And it was extraordinary because it had like a dog washing station that was tiled so cute down in the, where just down low.
A little spigot faucet down on the floor level where you could fill their water bowl with their food bowl right there, also tiled to match the dog wash area. And I thought this was brilliant. Little porch right off of this area too. Very small porch.
Very small, but
not even a chair out there.
For them to dry.
Yeah. Send them outside to dry.
They can't get out.
This doubles as like kind of your stretching area,
yoga,
or doing some
mat
yoga, Pilates
area, because it leads also into the exercise room.
Yes, the gym. So,
which had the Pilates reformer and all the like. What do you call that thing that you can put those
like the actual rack that you would tie a TRX kind of band to?
Yeah, what is the rack called?
I don't
know.
It
has all the different
it's like
levels
a ladder
where you could
thing.
have it. Yeah. At your perfect height and
yeah. Also a bathroom to shower right there after you've gotten sweaty. Yes. Everything at your fingertips.
And we didn't mention that there's like music system that pipes throughout the whole house. So even that would be so dreamy. Where you just play the music you want in each of the rooms and
yes. All right, we headed upstairs. We got a guest bedroom and bath there. I absolutely love when a guest bedroom has their own bathroom that's kind of within
its quarters.
the quarters. Yes. You don't have to come down a hallway or,
put your robe on to get to the...
Yeah. That's one thing I would, in a future home that I'd be looking for. My guest bathroom.
I thought it was interesting when you came up the stairs, there was it kind of divided the 2 bedrooms that were there. Mm-hmm. But yet,
it was like a landing spot.
It was more of a landing spot. And I said I thought it would have been cool if they had the ability for a television to be on the wall. They had it kind of...
It was like just big cabinetry.
Yeah. But I thought that would be cute for... like a kid's TV area or something like that.
Yeah. Throw some bean bags out there.
Make that landing area kind of casual and fun for kids.
Yeah.
But I loved both the bedrooms. One of the bedrooms had 2 twin beds.
So cute.
And this was such a cool feature to me. Instead of it just having paint on all the walls, the whole middle section had fabric.
Yeah,
where you could...
kind of quilted fabric, if you will.
Where you could pin up pictures and change out
put all
what
their
you
artwork
wanted
up
to.
there, or their assignments they've done well on, or their pictures, or pin their medals up there. I mean, kids always have so much to pin on the walls.
And that you want to change all the time.
Yes.
So I thought that was brilliant.
That was very brilliant.
Because it looked really cool, the way they had it done.
Yeah.
But yet you could constantly change things out.
Yeah. All right.
Really cute. And it had its own bathroom as well. It was 2 bedroom, 2 full bath.
Gorgeous too.
On that area.
All right, let's get downstairs and talk about the dark but well lit basement.
So I can't remember, did they call this billiard room and...
It was. I mean, they did have billiards.
Oh, music lounge
in there.
Yeah, billiards room,
songwriters lounge,
music lounge, and songwriter room. So this was their nod to Nashville.
Sure. Yeah.
To make it have that cool music, bringing in the music.
Yeah, and we should mention even the local perspective that they really draw in from the wines and liquors that were, in some of these cabinetry, the coffees, it was
they
all
tried to bring
local.
in a lot of local flair.
Yes, books,
and
of course.
The nod to Nashville music scene was very apparent in the music lounge. But I just loved a lot of the lighting they chose here. They had a lot of burnished brass lighting and dark color on the wall, which made it really dim looking. That's why I don't really love so much. I know they're just trying to show all the things. But in the picture, it doesn't look like it actually looks.
And
with
you
the
know
lighting.
what? I think even my video is a little misleading
look right. Okay.
in terms of just the cool vibe that's down there. But you loved the pellet ice maker that was over there.
Entertained. Yeah, they had, again, this house has 3 dishwashers. There was one in the breakfast nook, one in the kitchen, and then one down here in the music lounge area. And it also had another monogram appliance. We didn't really know what it was.
It looked to me like you just put a bottle
like a decanter
in there to
or
chill
some wine.
Chill a wine bottle. Yeah, but we knew better that it's probably something cooler than that. So luckily you picked up a little picture with information as we were starting to leave, because it is a Forge heated ice press.
So it makes the beautiful round ice cube
sphere
to go in your bourbon glass or whatever. Really nice. But it makes them where, I have a thing I can make them in the freezer, but you have to do it the timing has to be right, because you don't want it just sitting in the freezer and then it smells like the peas it's right next to.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm saying.
This is fast ice pressing. It says this unique heated ice press makes an ice sphere in 60 seconds or less.
I wonder what the price tag on that
little
thing is.
So it's not just good, cool looking. It's fast.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, and then again, I think I can make 4. Yeah, so I think I can make 4 at a time with the thing I have.
Yep.
But if you've got more people than that, or
Right.
you're now wanting a second one, what are we going to do?
Right. You're like, I can serve up to 4 old fashions tonight after that.
You're
on
having
your
a
own.
normal ice cube.
Yeah, exactly.
So that nips that little problem in the bud. But yeah, the art on the walls, they had the beautiful lighting down on the art. That was also the brass that looked so lovely in there. And then I loved the little songwriter room where they had...
So cool. We could podcast all day in there.
I mean, that would be our studio.
Yes. Banjo, guitar on the wall with the records.
Lots of, Dolly and Elvis nods and that kind of thing.
Again,
really cool.
Looked organized. Like, how many of us have records, but they're stacked up somewhere that nobody's really getting to see them? This was like a full wall all the way up to the ceiling, where it was kind of built
Kind
like
of
a
tilted.
very,
Like you could use it for books or art, but yeah, it was perfect for
it was
records.
like a shelf on the wall, but it's just, it was made for displaying records. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we went outside, and that's when we had to check our hearts again.
again. And so we're stepping out into this covered area. I said, there's more chairs out here than I even have friends.
Yeah.
There's so much seating.
Yes.
In different sections. So
Yes.
even that, like you could have, this little section of people are having a conversation to the left, and then to the right, there's another one. And then right in front of me, there's another section.
So that's what's cool is if you didn't have enough friends to fill those chairs, that's fine. You're really
We
only
just move.
looking at, seating for
right.
6-ish at a time. So yeah.
I thought you meant like then in a couple of hours we move
Well,
over
that's
here and now we
true.
have a new view.
Yeah.
There's a glorious pool and hot tub
Of course.
with areas to lay out.
Yes. Those like built-in concrete chairs that are in the shallow end of the pool where you just lay. You don't even need a raft.
That's
You
right.
don't have to have the awkward scenario of trying to get on
The raft
raft.
or off the raft. It's just, lay in these shallow chairs. I even liked there was a shallow section around the hot tub too. So
Yeah. Doghouse.
so cute.
We were thinking
I mean,
this part is definitely just for looks. What dog is really getting in a doghouse these days? Not many, but
well,
it was,
especially because it was kind of over in its own
So
corner,
cute.
and I'm like, Libby's got to be too close. Unless I
gosh,
get
no.
in there with her, she's not getting in here.
yeah. Which little kid, it was big enough for a little kid to
Oh
get in
yeah,
there.
for sure.
So yeah, but a kid doesn't need to get in there because they could go into the
Party
party
barn.
barn, which was so fun.
It had 2 garage doors that could go up in addition to the normal door
Yes.
that you can go in. So
Yes.
they were down because it was chilly.
So it was its own building.
It's its
own
own
structure.
building, has a cute little cupola on top with a pretty light fixture in there. Adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, this also had... it had a pizza oven
Like
and its
wood-fired
own little
pizza.
There might have been a dishwasher in there. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, there might have been
'Cause
actually.
it wouldn't surprise me.
I'd have to refer back to my videos. But yeah, lots of plush seating, games out by the pool, nice fire pit with the surrounding chairs just
And it was
circled up.
looking out over like a hilly area that just showed off the fall foliage so beautifully. Loved that. And then walk a little further over to the Garden Folly.
The Garden
Mary's
Folly. Now, I will tell y'all know Lainey is smart on many, many things, but bonus points for you up on the second level when you eyed by the pool, which is now where we're standing, where we're talking about. You said, is that a joggle board down there? Which I was like, I don't know. I don't know what a joggle board is. And neither
Well-
did anyone else that was on the tour that was down in the area once we got there. And sure enough,
It was.
Right
I
out
haven't
there
seen
by
one
the
in a long
Garden
time, and
Folly.
it's so cute. And it was made by a company in Edisto Island.
yeah, South
And-
Carolina. It looks kind of like a skateboard on on a couple of posts.
Uh-huh.
You know, like obviously without the wheels. Like just
But
the,
it rocks. But it rocks side to side,
side.
instead of So I like on their little brochure, it has the whole family kind of on it, or all the kid, the parents. and the
picture
kids on it.
perfect. Yes.
But yeah, I know this is an old Southern piece of furniture that you might have seen on porches or out by gardens.
Yeah, while you're sitting a spell and just,
That's
you know,
right.
enjoying company and chatting. And
so I liked that they had one out by the garden area. And I liked their garden area, how they had like some big concrete or tile pieces with fake grass in the in-between.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And so it looked very manicured.
Yes.
But you're not going to have weeds and all of that coming up because it's not real grass.
I'm a little surprised that you liked that, but it did look so good.
It looked so good.
Yeah.
And they also, so that was also right near the garden folly, they call it, which is basically a greenhouse,
a she shed, as some people call them now. Yes. So cute.
Adorable.
I mean, I feel like a lot of women that were on the tour were gravitating to this.
Well, and it had like literally a digital thermostat where I was thinking if you wanted to have a lot of tropical plants or orchids or something, you could have the temperature how you want it. This was very functional to me because I've dreamt of having a greenhouse to put my plants in.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, so that was cool. And it was fancy, y'all. Like, I'm not so sure that wasn't marble.
I think that was marble countertops
or something in the countertops in there. And then they also had outside of that and just a little down raised beds, 3 raised beds that were also sitting on that faux grass.
Yes.
But just a faux kind of grass area.
Yeah, I started to say turf. Yeah.
And they had seasonal vegetables growing in there and one whole raised bed of herbs.
So good. That basil smell. I mean, you were just walking by it and you can smell it.
Yes. So that's really fun.
Well, I mean, they've been doing this for 35 years, so they know how to put a house together. But again, the team of people, like they are very prominently placing the sponsors and contributors of this. So if you do go to the house, no questions on what came from who, because you can easily find all of that information.
And if you're building, what a great thing where you can go, Alabama Stone is who we want to use for the stone, or Phantom Shades.
Even if you don't go, I mean, they're quick to mention it in the article in the September issue. And we also learned that first weekend of November, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, they're doing a host and toast weekend where they'll have just all kinds of different festivities around the house. Now, this is really fun for all of you that are like, I'm so far away, there's no way I'll ever get there. Well,
we got you covered, then they've got you covered.
Mark your calendars for December 7th. They're doing a virtual event. It is free, but you do have to register online. So just make sure you're following Southern Living on their social accounts so you know where to sign up. They're going to do a cooking demo, a cocktail demo. They're going to take you on a virtual tour of the home. I think they're just going to maybe craft with you. They have just all these different things.
Craft,
so make sure that you mark your calendars if you want to get in on this for December 7th. But man,
I might want to go back and see the Christmas decorations.
Yeah, it's a good looking house, y'all. So follow us on our socials if you would like another peek into all of the wonderful things we've mentioned today. All right, guys. Well, we hope you have a good rest of your week, and
peace be with y'all.